Ready? Oh my gosh. I still got it. Thank you so much. Okay, anyway, you came for a cooking demo, not the circus. So we were going to get started. If you just tuned in and you're going, why is that woman juggling mangoes all around? I'm Lisa Marie Todd, and I'm doing my first ever Facebook Live, and we're making mango salsa just because I feel like it. And I think we should just go ahead and get started with this. So we're going to take our lovely mango, and we're going to cut around the seed, because in there is a gigantic seed. So what you're going to have are two little cheeks. They call them mango cheeks. I don't know. They're cute. Now there's still some yummy stuff around this seed, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to kind of try to cut around that, because we'll use that too, because we don't want to waste anything. So then I'm going to take my paring knife and take the little cheek, and I'm going to slice it. We want these to be about a little bit, about like a ½ inch. Half inch. Careful with your hand, and you don't want to cut through the skin of it. And then, I love this part, wait for it. There's many ways to cut a mango, but this one's kind of cool. You've got the mango flower. Is that fun? Is that fun, folks? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. So that's how I'm going to make my cubes. Now you could take the mango and you could just take it and peel it and slice it, and you would have a little bit more of an even cut, but this is just too cool to do, especially if you have your friends around, you know, how you can cut a mango. So I'm just going to slice those little bites off like that. And yeah, you can see what I'm doing there. Make that a little smaller. Do the little reveal again. And then we'll just slice those off. And I'm going to add that to the bowl. The next part, these two little side cheeks that I took, I'm just going to slice in there. And do the same thing on the other one. And we're going to dice these up, make them nice and pretty. And there you have it. You've got your dice. I'm going to add it to my bowl. Bring that in. And that's your mango, folks. All done, all pretty. The next thing we're going to move on to is your red onion. Now I already peeled this off, and I'm going to keep this part of the red onion to hold together as I cut it so I can get my dice. What you want to do is make the dice just a little bit smaller, because you don't want to have these big bites of onion while you're eating. So you're at the party and you're eating your salsa and you get this big crunch, and then someone tells a joke and you have to kind of go, ha, because you don't want them to, you know, smell your breath because it's too big of an onion bite. So be mindful of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut a little bit of that off, and I'm going to make little slices, and I'm going to keep this little back part intact. And I'm going to cut some little cuts into that, because now I can make my chop. And I'm going to have smaller pieces. Look at that, they just come off. And as I start to not feel as comfortable with the knife, I'm going to turn the onion over and finish my chop. And do that. And see, I've got a little bit of a chop there. We're going to throw that in there. I don't like that piece, we'll have to get rid of that. Okay, so that's number 2. We're moving on to the tomato. So tomatoes, I like to use I think they're called beef tomatoes. There's Roma tomatoes. Roma tomatoes are better if you're making a sauce. The skins are a little bit tougher to digest, and I usually blanch those and shock them in water and ice water, and then, you know, seed them and all that. But this is a great tomato for just doing the mango salsa. But you do want to seed it, because otherwise it's going to be really watery, and then we're heading kind of into sort of a gazpacho situation, but we're doing a mango thing right now. So I'm going to core this and take this out. So you just want to take that little bit out, and I'll do the other one too. So what I'm about to do, I've cored it with my little paring knife, and I'm going to slice it in quarters, like so. Move that out of my way. So you've got these little things. I'm going to take this and I'm going to just cut through the seeds, and there we have it. It is seeded. So I'm just going to repeat that. And you see, there's a lot of flavor in there, but again, you don't want to have that, you don't want it to be too juicy, you know. Now I'm having a good time. I'm so excited to do this and like hang out with you. You guys are in my house. This is cool. You're hanging out with me and I get to cook for people live. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's all great. So anyway, we've got this all going. Now we're going to dice these. So you can see, and I've made a mess, so we're gonna kind of slide that over. And I'm going to just cut strips. This is how I'm gonna dice this thing. And I want this to kind of have about a similar size to the mango. You gotta think again about your bite, how you know, when it goes in your mouth, how big different pieces are. So you want some things to be certain sizes, and in the salsa, you want the onion a little bit smaller than everything else. So I'm gonna come in and dice the tomato and that little piece, and there you have it. It's all diced. So I'm going to do all 4 of these. So let me do one last little chop here, and there you go. Okay, we got that going. I'm going to wipe this off a little bit so there's not so much stuff on my board. You don't need to see all that. We'll throw that down there. All right, the jalapeno pepper.
I'm scared of those.
You should be. No, jalapeno peppers are great. I learned a little thing though. It's not the seeds in it that make it hot. It's actually the little like membrane or you know, whatever you want to call that. That it's attached to. That's where the heat is. It's not the seeds. So you leave more of that if you want it to have heat. For this particular one, we're just gonna have just a little bit of heat. So how you're gonna chop this is, if you're sensitive, I highly suggest wearing gloves. I'm okay with it, but if you do it this way, you should be okay. So I'm gonna take the little tail end off, get rid of that, and I'm gonna chop her. Why did I make it a her?
Because she's spicy.
Because she's spicy. I'm gonna chop it in half. Then I'm going to take like a 1/4 inch measuring spoon and get in there, and that's how I'm gonna take those seeds out. So my hand's not touching it because you don't want your hand to touch it and then you forget, you put it in your eye, and that's just not good. I've had that happen and it's not fun. And also, sometimes you have to be careful if you inhale this and then you have a sneezing, coughing spell, which you don't want to do. I think I just felt a little bit of the juice fly past me. Thankfully it didn't go in my eye, but that's okay. So there they are, they're clean. So we're gonna chop this up, and I'm just going to make little strips like so, and then come back in, and we're going to do this. And there you have it. Can you see that? You've got your first half chop, and we'll throw that over there. And I'll do the same thing again. And draw it. I hear my ice making noise. Sorry about that, guys. I am at home. I'm not in a professional kitchen. There we go. And look, no tears, no coughing, no crying.
Wow.
The next thing we're gonna do, green onion. I love green onions. There's a little more, it's a more mellow flavor, and the red onion's a little sweeter, which is great. So we're gonna add a little bit of this. You're gonna take this the wild things off here. Don't need those. And I'm just gonna go in and cut those. And you can use the green part. That's that's good too. Don't discard that. I don't know what this little curly thing is here, but we're gonna get rid of that. We don't need that. And we put that in there. You notice as I'm scooping, always scoop with your dull side of your knife, not this. I see people do this all the time and I want to scream, but just for safety's sake, if you're trying to pick things up. That in there, we're gonna do a little cilantro. And this is gonna be about I'm gonna do this faster. This will be about a cup of cilantro, and we are just going to chop that up. Let me get rid of those little babies. And give it a good chop. And like I said, I love to chop, 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 chop. So just so it's nice bite sizes in there, get it pretty fine. Doesn't have to be fine like, you know, like dust fine, but it's fine enough that you don't have a big piece of cilantro in your teeth when you smile, because that's not pretty. Okay, so we got that. We're gonna add that to it. And again, if you're wondering who's this woman chopping cilantro making a huge mess, but that's okay. I'm Lisa Marie Todd, and I'm doing my first ever Facebook Live. I see there's green onion flying all over my kitchen. You throw it back to me. That's all good. I'm good with that. So we're almost done. We're almost there, guys. So we've gotten the main ingredients. I'm just gonna give that a little bit of a stir. A little bit of a stir. Okay, so I gave that a little bit of a stir. Now we're gonna quickly make our little dressing that's going to go in there. I'm going to get this out of the way. So we're going to take one, ooh, that's too dirty. We're going to take one lemon, one lime, and I love this little tool. Now this comes in different colors for different reasons. So of course they have a green one for the lime, they have a yellow one for the lemon. I say get the biggest one and you can use it with anything, an orange, a lemon, lime. This company probably won't like me saying that because they want you to buy all of them. You only need one, and it's a great tool for juicing things really fast. You take it, looks like that inside, woo-woo. Put it in like that. Look at that. How easy is that? Right?
Looks great.
And look, all the seeds are in there, so you're not, unless they're little tiny seeds, you're not like dealing with that. It's just satisfying sound. Yeah, I grow lemons and limes in my backyard or my garden. Unfortunately, I've used most of them up, so these are not from there. They're from the market, but that's fine. So you need that, lemon, lime. You're gonna take about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and you're gonna take about 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and we're gonna give that a little mix. Okay, so we've got the salsa combination here. Got your juice. We're just going to pour that on there, and we're going to give that a stir. I cook with kosher salt or sea salt the most. It's better for you than the table salt. It's the flavor. There's so many different salts out there, but for the most part, when I learned in my part-time culinary school adventures, we always cook with kosher salt. It was just, that's what you do. You can bake with it. It's just like the universal salt to be able to do everything.
You just answered Laura's question was, where did you learn to cook?
Oh, I went to the new school, I'll plug them, the new school of cooking in Los Angeles, and did their part-time culinary program and had a blast, and wonderful people, great place, learned a lot. If you don't have time for full-time, this is not a plug, I'm just saying because I loved it so much. If you don't have time to do the full-time program, you can totally take just simple classes and learn all kinds of great things. So there you have it. This is it. Now, this needs to sit for about an hour. So, in the magic world of television or Facebook or whatever this is we're doing, Facebook time, I have one that I did earlier. So that's what the finished product looks like. Yay! Now this, I love this because if you're wondering, what do you eat with this? Well, today we're gonna have a little tortilla chip with it. You can certainly have pita chips that you make yourself or you buy. You could get a nice piece of fish, a nice white fish like a tilapia, and that would be amazing. This is good for about, I'd say 2 to 3 days. I'm of the 2 to 3 day rule with whatever I make. And just keep it in the refrigerator. You can eat a spoonful of it if you want to. If you're looking for something to drink with it, sangria, of course, but If you want like a Sauvignon Blanc or a Riesling or perhaps a Pinot Noir, if that's your red you want for the summer, all that will be excellent with this. So I would like to, dive into this, but before I do, I just want to thank you all for joining me for my first Facebook Live, and look for more videos and follow if you want to know when I'm doing them again. You can, I think there's some little button somewhere at the bottom you can click on and follow me, and I'm on all the other social media outlets out there. There are 10 million of them, I think now, who knows. But thanks again. The recipe will be on the blog probably today or tomorrow because we have to take pretty pictures of all this stuff. And this has been great. I'm going to do it again. I will be doing it again. And I'm ready to eat. I need my girlfriend, Miss Mary, to bring some chips in. This is Miss Mary.
Hello.
I've known Miss Mary a long time. So you can be my, hello.
I'm ready.
You can be my taste tester.
I'm ready.
Just get in there. Ooh, I'm going to join you.
Oh my God.
How is it?
It's so good.
I didn't pay her to say that, so it must be good, because she would say if it was bad.
It's yummy.
Anyway, make some salsa, have some good times, get your friends together, and thank you again. I had a great time. I'm going to eat now. Bye, guys. Gotta have some